Yo YouTube, what's going on? In this video I want to discuss whether you can practice semen retention whilst having a girlfriend, whilst having a woman, whilst having a wife. And the short answer is yes, you can, but it's incredibly difficult. So it's very, very difficult. And if you want to practice semen retention, when I say this, I mean to say that you are sexually active with this person as well. If you are sexually active, can you practice semen retention? And I always recommend semen retention for single men and using that to grow yourself and develop yourself until a worthy woman presents herself. And then you would pivot from semen retention into ejaculation control. And that's what I recommend. So yes, you can practice, but guys, if you have a woman that wants you and desires you from a sexual standpoint, it's your wife or whatever it might be, it's going to be incredibly difficult to be like, to either be like, no, we're not having sex for 30 days, we're not having sex for 60 days, I'm retaining my seed. It doesn't matter how much she's read and learned about semen retention and its benefits, and perhaps she studied Taoism, it doesn't matter. A woman has a very hard time controlling her sexual desires, but they still do a better job than the common man. So it's going to be very difficult, or you can engage and do your best to satisfy her whilst retaining onto your seed. That is still a form of semen retention, but that I would argue is even more difficult because it just takes so much practice and so much development. And every time I think I mastered semen retention, I don't believe in fully mastering semen retention, because if there's a guy and he's the way I see it, even biblical kings and we have Samson, we have Solomon, we have David, all of them folded to the beautiful touch of a woman. So all of these so-called sexual masters and all these things, it doesn't matter. If you're gonna continue to engage and have sex with a woman, you're gonna release. So the best time to practice it is when you're alone and you're single on semen retention. Because if you have a girlfriend, yes, it's gonna be extremely difficult. Full disclosure. Last year, I traveled to the Caribbean. I was in Trinidad, had a girlfriend there. I was holding on to like a 60-day streak at the time. I folded. It's certainly something that's not very good. If you think that you can, of course, you can have sex and not ejaculate, have sex and not ejaculate, have sex and not ejaculate, but eventually, guys, it's going to happen. Eventually, it's going to happen. It depends how much you develop your strength on it. So, yes, you can practice semen retention whilst having a girlfriend. Do I recommend it? Absolutely not. What do I recommend instead? If you have a partner, I recommend ejaculation control. And essentially that's just, I'll probably make a more in-depth video on it, but it's just not ejaculating every single time. As men, we are conditioned. I was Google the average time. So the average time from penetration to ejaculation marks the end of sex for the contemporary man, is 5 to 7 minutes. So if you can go a session with your significant other and not ejaculate, you will feel so much strength, and that immediately sets you apart from the average, because most men, every single time they have sex, they will ejaculate. Like if they don't ejaculate, then yeah. But again, ejaculation control is an advanced practice. I recommend just staying away from joints for like a period of 3 to 6 months at least. Controlling your lust, controlling your desires, and then if you decide to engage, you attract a partner, then you can, sort of start working your way to ejaculation control and how to manage that.